You wanted to see it, it is Scizor VMAX. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at a deck that maybe isn't quite as competitive as some of the others floating around, but it is definitely a lot of fun. It's Scizor VMAX for the new Darkness Ablaze set on PTCGO. This card has just come out, and it's a pretty cool one. A nice defensive VMAX Pokemon that pairs nicely with some Pokemon that are already running around in the standard format. We'll take a look at the deck in just a moment, but before we do, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It only takes a second, and it's free. It makes me feel really, really good, as does leaving a like on the video. If you could do that, that would be great. Just down there. That would be great. There's also the list down the bottom that you can play along with as well. We'll take a look at how it works in PTCGO. So this is the list that Matt and I have put together. We saw it in part with our last video against ADP. It didn't have a great time, but we've made some edits to it, and I think it's pretty solid now. Scizor VMAX, a Metal-type VMAX Pokemon with 320 HP, has 2 attacks. The first one for a Metal and a Colorless. Hard Scissors does 90 damage and reduces the amount of damage that this Pokemon takes by 30 on your opponent's next turn. So any attack done to this Pokemon is 30 less than it would normally be. And then we have Max Steel Spike for 190 damage. That's 2 Metal and a Colorless. An acceptable attack cost. It's one of those half-hitting 3 energy attack costs that we're seeing on a lot of VMAX Pokemon. But the thing is, since it's a Metal type, we can play a little bit more defensively with Scizor by using a copy of Lucario and Melmetal. This 260 HP Tag Team GX Pokemon has seen a lot of play recently. Lucario Melmetal actually won the Players' Cup with Zacian and Bronzong, I think it was, so it's got plenty of form behind it, and the reason it's so good is because of the full Metal Wall GX attack. For a single colorless energy, we can reduce the amount of damage done to our Pokemon by 30 for the rest of the game. So our Metal Pokemon take 30 less damage. That's fantastic. If we have an extra energy attached to this Lucario Melmetal, we can not only reduce the amount of damage that we take, but we can also remove all of the energy from our opponent's active Pokemon. And at the moment, that is an incredibly powerful effect because lots of decks are powering up their attackers manually. So Eternatus does not like having to attach multiple energy. If it loses them, then it can sometimes fall behind. So full Metal Wall, a very, very powerful asset in this deck. We only have 1 copy of this card in the list, but that is all that we really need. You could potentially cut down one of the Scizor Vs if you'd like, but I feel more safe with a 4-3 line. I'll also talk about how good this art looks, by the way. What a lovely looking card. Hack Off is also a pretty solid attack if we go first. 1 Metal, 30 damage, get rid of a tool, and a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That can sometimes turn the tide. We also have a copy of Zacian V in this deck. Obviously, Zacian, an incredibly powerful attacker. It pairs nicely with Lucario and Melmetal, but in this deck, it's not going to be our primary attacker. It's mainly in the list for Intrepid Sword. If we go first, we'll play down the Zacian, get ourselves some extra draw, and then we can attack with it later if we'd like. So that is perfect. You might ask, well, is 90 and 190 damage enough? Can we get by just attacking with 230 every game? Well, we actually can, because we've got 2 copies of the Galarian Perrserker card. This is the gold one from Rebel Clash. It's a pretty good card. I think it came out in Sword and Shield in the base set, and its ability, Steely Spirit, gives our Metal Pokemon an extra little bit of a damage boost. All of our Metal Pokemon deal 20 more damage from their attacks for every Perrserker that we have in play. Now, we have two of this line, so we can very realistically increase the amount of damage that we're doing by 40, and then suddenly Hard Scissors is doing 130 instead of 90, Max Steel Spike is doing 230 instead of 190, and our Zacian V can potentially knock out Tag Team GXs like Mewtwo and Mew with 270 HP in one shot. So, very, very powerful support Pokemon. It hasn't seen a lot of play in many decks, but that's because people are preferring to load up on more powerful attackers, but this actually works really, really well here, and it's supported nicely by the Galarian Meowth with Evolution Roar. This means that we can discard 2 cards from our hand to search out a copy of Galarian Perrserker. So it's super, super consistent to get in play. As long as you've got a Meowth, you've got access to a Perrserker as well, which means that you can get your Pokemon dealing a lot more damage. There's no support Pokemon in this deck like Jirachi, but we do have 1 copy of the Dedenne-GX and a copy of Crobat as well. Those are the only cards that we're going to be including in the deck just purely for support as Pokemon. Obviously, like, draw support, not damage support, because Perrserker's support as well. I'm going to stop saying support because I'm feeling awkward. Let's move on to our items. Pokemon search is going to be a key in this deck. We want to make sure we can find exactly what we want when we want it. We have 4 Quick Ball for basic Pokemon, 4 Pokemon Communication to find evolution pieces if we need them, and 2 Evolution Incense for a free search. That'll help us find our Perrserkers if we need them. We'll find our Scizors if we need them. Pokecom, very valuable as well. You'll probably cut back on some of those Pokemon search cards if you want, but I prefer them. We want to make sure that we get our attackers in play as quickly as possible. We also play 4 copies of Switch so we can get in and out of the active. Also play 2 copies of Bird Keeper with the switch effect. Will potentially give us some more flexibility. We can draw some more cards with that as well. And I've included 1 copy of Mallow and Lana as well, so that we can potentially heal off some damage, because we are going to be able to tank a lot of hits. With Full Metal Wall, we reduce by 30. If we attack with Hard Scissors, we reduce by 30 more, so that's 60. And we also have Metal Goggles in the deck that reduces it by 30 more damage. So 90 damage is potentially the amount that we can reduce attacks by, and that means we can potentially force 2 or 3 or even 4 hits from our opponent's Pokemon. One thing that will be a little bit concerning though is fire types. The only way we can stop fire types from taking 1-shots is Weakness Guard. We've got 2 copies of that, but there's no way to search it out. If we want to accelerate energy, we have access to Metal Saucer. We've got 4 of those and 10 Metal Energy to accelerate to the active, to the bench, sorry. We have Great Catcher for some Gust that bring out a Dedenne. We've got 2 Boss's Orders to help find knockouts on the bench as well. And we're wrapping it up with a couple of draw supporters, 3 copies of Marnie and 4 copies of Professor's Research. This deck is pretty solid. Scizor works. It's not amazing, but it works, and it's going to consistently be able to do what you want it to do. So if you want to play along with us, jump down in the description, check out the deck. I'm going to jump onto a couple of games now. I've got Matt waiting in the wings, so we're going to play some games up against him. I've managed to get Matt in for this one because we didn't have a huge amount of time to record games. I wanted to make sure we could get some good ones. I'll see if I can win the coin flip here. We've won the coin flip, so we will go first. Because you were so proud of that ADPZ video. You really, really liked it. We got our 100-like target, so I'm a man of my word. I'll show you the Scizor list that I promised. If you are a big fan of these videos, please do leave likes on them, because it doesn't seem like it's a big deal. It's just a little click from you can potentially get this video seen by many, many more people. It seems like a big joke, but it's actually really, really important. We've got a decent setup here. We can get rid of a Metal Energy. We can grab ourselves a Scizor. I'm not sure what we're playing against here. It looks like it might be Mad Party, so I want to get Scizor VMAX ready early. I also want to get the Full Metal Wall off as well, because the more damage we can stop our opponent doing, the better. The issue with Mad Party is that we're going to need to take a lot of knockouts, but the VMAX for Scizor is going to help us immensely, so we are potentially going to be able to get some big knockouts with Scizor V. We do want to make sure, though, that we are maintaining our attackers. We don't want to get 1-shot, so hopefully it's a little bit difficult for Matt to do that. We'll see how he goes. He's got a Duskull in the active, that Spiritborn, what's it called? Spiritborn something, Evolution Incense needs to get out of the way. Spiritborn Evolution discards 3 cards and then searches for a Dusklops or a Dusknoir. He's obviously not got it in the deck, but he's discarding the cards regardless. He's gone for an Evo Incense to find Galarian Mr. Rhyme here. Does not look like he's got a supporter, which is a bit of a concern. No, he's retreating into Marshadow. Okay, so I'm thinking what we do here is we attach an energy. We will grab the Scizor. We can evolve that. Then I think I'm going to use his Rose Tower to draw an extra card here. and then you use Professor's Research, we'll get rid of that. We could have potentially used Meowth. In fact, we probably should have. But we drew into the Perrserker anyway, so it's fine. Let's see here. We've got an energy. We don't have access to an attack with the VMAX yet, but we can get the full metal wall off. And he's already used one of his U-turn boards. I feel like it's probably not a bad idea to set ourselves up. Let's put the goggles on the VMAX. We'll play down the Scizor and then just full metal wall. Now our opponent's dealing 60 damage less to our VMAX because of the goggles, and every time we attack from then on, it'll be dealing 90 damage less. So that's really, really positive for us. Since Mad Party is a deck that can get expandable damage going, though, it could potentially come back to bite us. It's gotten rid of a Bunnelby and a Mr. Rhyme. I haven't seen any what do they call them? Not poltergeists, but the other one. Little baby teas? Teacups? I haven't seen any of those yet. This might be a more turbo version of Mad Party, in which case that Bunnelby being discarded early could be a big deal for us. There's 3 more Mad Partiers going. That's a very concerning development. Here comes a Crobat as well. That's good for us because we can knock that out at some point. Okay, I think... Oh, 2 U-turn board. Alright, no worries. So he might be able to get an attack off here. It just depends on whether or not there is energy floating around. There's 1, 2, 3, 4... There's 5 Mad Parties in the... 6 Mad Parties, sorry, in the discard pile, because there was the Bunnelby as well that I missed. Okay, looks like we're going to see a retreat into that Dedenne. It's the only reason that would be benched. And that's not a problem for me. I'm going to attach the Weakness Guard energy here. I can then, I think, switch into the VMAX. I probably want to evolve this Meowth, and then I can Marnie. It seems like a pretty solid turn to me. And now we'll be able to set up a hard Scissors knockout. That'll do 110 damage because of the Perrserker. We can Pokecom away this Dedenne as well, I feel. Maybe grab another VMAX from the deck, just so we can get that Scizor V started. We could potentially even quick ball away the energy here if we wanted to. Maybe just Crobat. Don't really need to do too much, so we can probably just hard Scissors. We should... nah, we'll just do it. And that'll do 110 damage, which will be fantastic. Weakness. Oh, because the Dedenne is a... right, Dedenne is a fairy type, so it's got metal weakness. 220, so there you go. I could have knocked it out with the Lucario Melmetal there. It's okay. Finally finding an energy is Matt. He's going to retreat into that Bunnelby, I would imagine. Judge Whistle here will draw him an extra card. And a Great Ball, so we might be looking for another Crobat to draw some more. Looks like another Dedenne here. And a Roxy. Okay, so we might see that Dedenne getting discarded. There's 2 of them. There's a lot of Mad Parties in the discard pile here. But there is no way that Matt is going to be able to get a one-shot knockout. He's promoted the Bunnelby. We are reducing the amount of damage done to us by 90 damage. So this Bunnelby normally would have been hitting for a massive number, but we're reducing it by almost 100. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7... I'm just going to let him attack. Maths is hard for me today. I can't manage it. I don't know why. I just cannot manage this maths. Here comes a Duskull. Spiritborn Evolution going to discard a few more Pokemon. Getting rid of a Dedenne there. Obviously doesn't want to put that into play because it'll create a situation where I can take more prizes. And there you go. There's almost a full discard pile of Mad Party attackers, and we have just received 130 damage. That is huge for us. Absolutely huge. We've got a Bird Keeper here if we want it. I don't think so. I think we just discard this Metal Energy. We might grab another Meowth, maybe? Yeah, that seems fine. Or we could just... we could just not do anything and then Crobat, but I think the Meowth is fine. Let's get an extra card. We can use Evolution Roar to discard the Bird Keeper and the Switch. And then Crobat will draw 6 cards for us, which will be fantastic. We'll see what we get off of those 6 cards. A Saucer is really strong. It sets up our next VMAX, so now we only need to find 1 energy. We can Marnie as well, which I also don't mind. And look at that, we've got a Mallow and Lana. So if Matt doesn't get enough Mad Parties in the discard pile, we'll actually be able to heal off some of the damage that has been done already and make it even harder for him to get a knockout. So that would be fantastic. We find our boss's orders off of the prizes as well. Alright, so now it's down to Matt. Can he get a knockout here? He needs 2 more Mad Parties in the bin, I believe. 190 plus 130 will be 320. So he did 130 last turn, so he needs 2 more. Here comes Poltergeist with T-Break. That obviously not evolving because this is the turbo version. I think we've established that now. Quick Ball will get rid of Roxy. Looks like that's probably going to search out searching out a Bunnelby. So he'll either play this down as an attacker or will discard it to get the knockout. But if he discards it, I feel like he's almost definitely going to find it hard to win this game, because even if he runs Ordinary Rod, which you have to presume that he does, he's not going to be able to attack with anything. Because yeah, there's 2 Bunnelbys in the discard pile, so if he chooses to discard it, then that's going to be that. So he's doing it. Okay, there goes the Dedenne. He's going to discard that Bunnelby, and unless he has an Ordinary Rod, which I have to presume that he does, Matt is not going to be able to use any attackers anymore. So this is a bit of an awkward spot for him. He'll get the knockout with Mad Party, but I'll be able to return knockout here, and that could be really, really bad for him. Let's see what we do here. I think we just promote the VMAX. We can attach an energy to it, I think, and then just use Hard Scissors. I don't think there's any reason to worry about anything else. Because I don't think that he's going to be able to attack next turn. Because if he had... Well, to be fair, if he has the Ordinary Rod, he wouldn't have played it because he needed it to win the game anyway. There's Metal Goggles, so that'll be really, really good for next turn. If he does get an attack off, then we can always Mallow and Lana into the Lucario Melmetal, which would be great, take a knockout that way, but we do risk Matt being able to knock us out, because that is not quite as hard to get to. 290 is not quite as hard to get to as... Well, not 290, 260, sorry, is not quite as hard to get to as 320, plus all of the extra damage buff stuff that Scizor VMAX gives us. So I think it's gonna be fine as long as he doesn't play Ordinary Rod. So I'm just gonna sit back and relax. We'll wait and see. So how was your weekend, everyone? Going okay? That's good to hear. I'm glad that you openly spoke to me, even though I'm not in the room. I can hear what you're saying. Don't interrupt me. Just settle down. I'm going mad, waiting for this turn to end. Hopefully the Ordinary Rod comes up here so that Matt can get an attack. It doesn't look like it though. Boss's Orders is a bad sign. Grabs the Meowth. We top deck a switch. We've got Mallow and Lana as well. Let's just use the switch here. I think we are going to attach the Metal Goggles. Let's discard a couple of cards with Evolution Roar just in case we get Marnied. Don't really need these. We'll grab the Perrserker and Evolve. And I feel like taking a knockout on Crobat or Dedenne is a good idea here, because I don't think we're going to be losing this game. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take the knockout on the Crobat. We've got 2 powered attackers. Max Steel Spike will do 230 damage, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's 1 Zacian attack. And we are 1 prize away from winning the game. All we need is our opponent to do nothing. They're going to be in really, really dire straits if they can't get an attack off, which is what it looks like. Perhaps that Ordinary Rod was in the prizes. Another Gust and a pass. We have Mallow and Lana in hand, so we will just retreat into the Scizor VMAX, and we'll... about to click the button. We'll Max Steel Spike for victory. That was that worked pretty well. I mean, it was a bit slow to start, but we got there in the end. Let's play another one. Alright, let's see what Matt brings to the second game here. We'll call the coin flip, get tails. Hopefully we win it. Yes, we do. Let's go first again. Sorry, my apologies. I can't even say the right words here. We've started Lucario Metal. That's pretty solid. I don't know what Matt is bringing here. He said he'd bring something spicy, so it's either going to be something really interesting, or it's going to be like Eternatus. So it's one of the two. It's Eternatus. Okay, cool, no worries. Alright, we are in an interesting spot here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Pokecom away this Crobat and grab a Zacian, because I want an Intrepid Sword. That would be nice. I feel like we attach the Weak Guard energy to our Lucario Metal here, because then if we top deck or draw into a Quick Ball or something like that, we've got Metal Saucer to activate. So let's Intrepid Sword. I don't think we saw one there. No, just a couple of good cards for another time. This is an okay start, especially against Eternatus, because they're going to want to get their energy in play pretty consistently. So if they are able to attach an energy with... Oh my god, they're going to Dangerous Drill away the energy. Oh no! No! That's disappointing to say the very least. Okay, well... Now we're hoping that we can get something a little bit more aggressive off this turn, because I would still like to Full Metal Wall. I'll throw that out there. Although, to be fair, we don't necessarily have to. We could just keep setting ourselves up. The worst part is that we are going to see the Lucario Melmetal threatened by a knockout from Eternatus VMAX at some point in the future. 260 HP is not a lot, and we're being manied here, so that's no good. Hopefully we draw a couple of good cards here. Got some stuff. We've got Birdkeeper and Meowth as well, which is good. There's a Power Accelerator, 40 damage, but no energy, so that's also good news for us. I think what we're going to do is we're going to play down the Meowth, then we can Quick Ball. We will get rid of Evo Incense. We grab the Dedenne here, or do we grab Crobat? Because we can keep the switch in the Birdkeeper if we want. I think I like Crobat better. Let's go with Crobat. It's not ideal, but at least it gives us another supporter if we need one. Plus, I don't want to get rid of switches and stuff unnecessarily. Well, in saying that, there we go. I'm probably going to have to discard them all here. Although now I've got Quick Ball, so I can probably find a Scizor. That's pretty solid. Scizor, that's good. We will play that bad boy down. Then we will just research, I think. This is not ideal. We do have a few energy now, which is good. We could try and get a big turn off with like a Dedenne, but I don't want to lose my research. I think maybe we just attach to like Scizor and then Intrepid Sword. We'll see what we... Oh, a couple of energy. That's pretty good. We'll see what we can do here. We've got a switch as well now, so that's fantastic. If our opponent can't get the VMAX, we can take a knockout next turn with Zacian, which would be pretty cool. Going for a Great Ball, so we'll see what they can find here. A Crobat V, so maybe the Eternatus is in hand already. Building Spite. That Spiritomb is quite frightening, although when we get our Scizor VMAX going, we might not need to worry about it. Just a Power Accelerator. Okay, this is good news. So we can take a knockout here. We can attach an energy to our Zacian. We can switch into it. And we can also use our Pokemon Communication to get rid of this Scizor and find ourselves the VMAX, which I really like. We probably... we could hang on to this hand. I don't like the idea of holding it, though. We should really... Can't afford to get rid of two researchers. We'll take the knockout, see what we get off the prizes. Hopefully it's like a Quick Ball and an energy. We have a Pokecom and an energy. Okay, so we can discard that energy with Meowth next turn to find Galarian Perrserker, which will mean that our Metal Saucer can go off. Although I am concerned that we are going to see a knockout from VMAX this turn. Eternatus VMAX could very easily knock out Zacian, and with that Crobat from last turn, we are going to see a lot of new cards coming down. A Research. That's not good. There's a lot of Pokemon going into the bin there. Well, maybe 4 of them. There's a couple of Zigzagoons. There's the VMAX. So now I just need to see an energy. There it is. Okay, so... Oh, I've just had a very interesting idea, ladies and gentlemen. And hear me out, just for once in your life. I'm going to promote Crobat, get a Metal Saucer and attach to the Lucario Melmetal and then GX. I think that's the way to go here. They've taken 2 prizes on the Zacian, so it's level now. I can remove their energy and that's their momentum gone for a turn. So I think that's the right thing to do. We will Metal Saucer and Energy onto the Lucario Melmetal. We'll attach the Weak Guard. We can retreat with Crobat because the Dark City's in play. We can Quick Ball. I feel like we get rid of a research here. We can grab maybe another Scizor. Maybe another Meowth. Actually, no, the Meowth's so much better. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of the Pokemon Communication and the Energy. We're going to find Perrserker, Evolve, play down another Meowth, and then Research. Because that means next turn we can 2-hit this Eternatus with attacks from Scizor VMAX. So we can potentially give ourselves a really, really good spot here if we find a switch. And we've got a Bird Keeper as well, so that's really, really good. Okay. I think all we need to do here is just use Full Metal Wall, and we should be fine. Full Metal Wall GX. We'll see what happens from here. Because we'll do 90... plus 40 is 130, plus 210 is a knockout. 230 even is a knockout. This is perfect. Could get knocked out, though, by any number of things, to be fair. That Spiritomb is very concerning, although it can't knock us out because it needs an extra tick. So I don't think anything can knock us out this turn. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. Because the 90 is enough. There's an attachment. And a Great Ball. We'll see what we find here. Crobat, okay. There's a full bench, but no attack forthcoming. Marnie. Ooh, that's frustrating. Okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. That's not ideal. Now we don't have the switch. Okay, well we can attach to the bench Scizor, that's fine. And then we can use Metal Saucer to get an energy back. Because the 90 was fine. I said that the 90 was fine, and we're going to do 50 plus. Okay, so we should be okay here. Let's grab ourselves another Perrserker. And then we can just Steel Fist. Why was I not gonna Steel Fist? Why was I not talking about that before? Oh, it's because Scizor VMAX has 90 damage base, not total. We're gonna miss the knockout now. We're gonna miss the knockout. We should have bossed up one of the Pokemon on the bench and taken the knockout with Steel Fist. Okay, well, we're gonna be 20 short. I think I'm just gonna max Steel Spike. Hopefully, he doesn't have Boss. He can't draw any extra cards, but that hand is huge. Because Boss wins the game. If he doesn't Boss, we might have a chance. Yeah, should have gusted last turn and brought up one of those Pokemon on the bench. That way I would have only needed to have attacked twice to win the game. Now I need to attack 2 more times from now. So I need an extra turn. Because really, I would be going for the win this turn if I had have knocked out a bench Pokemon with Steel Fist. Because what I would have done was Steel Fisted on the bench, taken a knockout and a prize, knocked out the... then the Lucario Melmetal would have been knocked out. No, I'm in the same position. Am I just going crazy? No boss. Okay. We're back in the game. We're getting Marnied here, so we're going to see some extra cards. So we might potentially have an out. We've got Quick Ball and Energy and Bird Keeper. Dedenne-GX going to deal a lot. 210. I can't leave this Scizor in the active. What I could do is I could get a Scizor V and attach the energy and then Bird Keeper into it. Okay, we'll get rid of the Evo Incense. We're going to grab the basic Scizor because we've got one left. We will play that down, we'll attach the energy, and then we'll Bird Keeper. And hopefully we find like an energy or something off of... Oh my god, this is no good. Hack Off will take a knockout because that's going to do 70 damage. We've got Boss in hand. Okay. We could have just absolutely stolen that game. It depends. I don't know if Matt plays like... Oh no, but... Oh, it's still Gust. It's still Gust for game. Gust for game for 2 turns, because the Spiritom's powered up already. There's one prize left to take. Oh my god. Okay, so we probably haven't stolen this game. We've given ourselves a chance. We have given out... Why is the Eternatus V coming into the active? Oh, because he's got the... Okay, so he's got that energy anyway. So he was going to use the Darkness energy to retreat, the High Darkness energy to retreat if he finds the boss. But he doesn't! He's got the body! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! We might be able to just do it. Oh my word. All we need to do is find a switch. Unless he evolves. He doesn't evolve! We need to find a switch. Is there a switch in the deck? There's two? There's 2 switches and energy? We'll Dedenne first. Let's see if we get it. Oh my god, we got the switch! We would have been able to win with the boss anyway, because if we hadn't... Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that we've managed to do this. By all rights, Eternatus should have won that game, but Scizor outlasts and wins in a thriller. I genuinely still cannot believe that I won that last game. This is a very, very cool deck. It's not, like I said, a tier 1 deck, but it certainly works, and it's got a lot going for it. So if you're looking for a bit of fun on the ladder, something that's a little bit out of left field, then maybe Scizor VMAX is the deck for you. Thank you everyone for your support over the last couple of weeks. I just wanted to very quickly say to those people that hang around to the end, I really, really appreciate your coming along on this journey that I'm taking at the moment. There are so many more people joining in with the channel, so many more people engaging with it. If I had have asked for 100 likes 6 months ago, that would have been an absolute blanket no. It would not have happened. But you guys did it on the ADP video, so I really appreciate it. If I could give you a like for every like you've given me, I would. But I can't. There's no button that does that, unfortunately. I'll have to ring up YouTube and see if we can get that included. Regardless, thank you very much for coming along. If you want to subscribe, if you haven't already and you're watching to this point, then please subscribe. There's a button over here that will do that for you. On the other side, there are some videos that YouTube thinks you'll like and a playlist for more Darkness Ablaze deck profiles. I'll see you tomorrow for more deck profiles from Darkness Ablaze. Have a great one. We'll see you then. Bye.